On a cold winter morning in London, the legendary chocolate factory owned by Willy Wonka releases a new batch of chocolate bars that will soon appear on store shelves around the world. Hidden inside 5 of these bars are golden tickets, each capable of completely changing the life of whoever finds one. Charlie Bucket is a humble boy living in a very poor family. He shares a small, old house with his parents and 4 elderly relatives, and they often barely have enough food. Yet, despite all hardships, Charlie remains the happiest boy in the world. He just doesn't know it yet. His father works at a toothpaste factory. The pay is terrible, but every evening he comes home, kisses his wife who is cooking their usual cabbage soup, and goes to talk to Charlie. On this particular night, Mr. Bucket brings his son a small gift, plastic caps from toothpaste tubes. Inspired, Charlie finally finishes his miniature model of a chocolate factory, which he had been building using these caps. Grandpa Joe once worked for Willy Wonka himself. The future owner of the world's greatest chocolate empire began with a tiny candy shop, but his sweets quickly won hearts all over the globe. Wonka invented incredible things. Once he even created ice cream that wouldn't melt for hours outside a freezer. Eventually, he built the largest chocolate factory on the planet. His fame grew so much that Prince Pondicherry from India asked him to construct an entire palace made of chocolate. Wonka fulfilled the request. The building had 100 rooms, and everything, even the bricks and mortar, was made from chocolate. But under the scorching sun, the palace collapsed shortly after being finished. Wonka's success in London also drew jealousy from competing chocolatiers. They sent spies to steal his secret recipes. Soon rivals began releasing their own fantastic sweets. Ice cream that never melts, gum that never loses flavor, and gigantic candy balls. Feeling betrayed, Wonka abruptly fired all workers, shut down the factory, and disappeared. But one day the factory's chimneys began smoking again. Production resumed. No one saw employees entering or leaving, so people believed Wonka had replaced all workers with machines. After dinner, Charlie wishes his grandparents goodnight and goes to bed. The next morning, the city is covered with new posters. Wonka has announced that 5 children will be allowed to visit the factory, and one of them will receive an extraordinary prize, something beyond imagination. News reporters confirm that 5 golden tickets have been hidden among Wonka's chocolate bars. They could be anywhere, in any store, in any country. Once the announcement spreads, candy shops are overwhelmed with customers. Children and adults begin buying Wonka bars in huge quantities, hoping to find the lucky wrapper. A few days later, the first winner appears, Augustus Gloop from Germany. He proudly tells reporters that he adores chocolate and eats tons of it. The second winner is Veruca Salt, an extremely spoiled girl from a wealthy family. When she tells her father she wants a ticket, Mr. Salt buys thousands of Wonka bars and forces his workers to open them all. 3 days later, they find one. Charlie's birthday is coming soon, so his parents give him an early gift, a Wonka bar. The whole family watches as he unwraps it slowly, but there is no ticket inside. Saddened, but not defeated, Charlie shares the chocolate with his loved ones. A few days later, he reads in the newspaper that the 3rd ticket was found by Violet Beauregard, a gum-chewing champion from Georgia. The 4th ticket is discovered in Denver by Mike TV, a smart but video game-obsessed boy who found the prize after buying just 1 bar. Later that day, Charlie learns that his father lost his job. Machines replaced the workers because toothpaste sales rose dramatically along with the chocolate craze. Grandpa Joe gives Charlie another chance. He hands him a coin he had secretly saved and asks him to buy another Wonka bar. Charlie rushes to a shop, but this bar also contains no ticket. The next morning, while heading to school, Charlie overhears 2 men discussing a Russian boy who supposedly found the final ticket. Soon after, Charlie notices $10 lying in the snow and goes to buy a chocolate bar. In the store, he hears breaking news. The Russian boy's ticket is fake. Charlie opens his bar and freezes in disbelief. He's found the real final golden ticket. Other customers try to buy the ticket from him, but the shopkeeper advises Charlie to run straight home and not give it to anyone. When Grandpa Joe sees the ticket, he becomes so excited that he stands up for the first time in years and starts dancing. The letter explains that the tour is tomorrow and each child may bring 1 adult. Grandpa Joe decides to accompany Charlie. The next day, they join the other winners in front of the factory gates. Willy Wonka appears after a bizarre puppet show that ends with all the dolls catching fire. Inside the factory, the guests remove their coats. It is warm and magical inside. As the group walks, the children introduce themselves, but Wonka remarks that their names don't interest him much. Their first stop is the chocolate room. Everything is edible: the grass, The trees, the flowers, and a river flows with real melted chocolate, aerated by a giant waterfall. The entire room is made of sweets. Wonka allows everyone to taste whatever they like. Mike destroys decorations, Augustus devours everything in sight, and his mother stuffs candy into her purse. Veruca notices tiny Oompa Loompas and is shocked by their size. Wonka explains that he rescued them from Loompaland, dangerous jungles full of deadly creatures. The Oompa Loompas lived in treetops and survived on bitter green caterpillars. Their favorite food was cocoa beans, but they were extremely rare. Wonka offered them unlimited cocoa in exchange for working at his factory. While Wonka tells the story, Augustus drinks from the chocolate river, falls into it, and gets sucked into a pipe. The Oompa Loompas sing and hurry to rescue him in the caramel room. Mrs. Gloop follows them, while the rest ride a boat deeper into the factory. During the trip, Charlie asks about Wonka's childhood. Wonka remembers being the son of the city's strictest dentist, Dr. Wilbur Wonka. On Halloween, every candy young Willy received was thrown into the fireplace. He wore braces from an early age and never tasted sweets. One day, he found an unburned piece of chocolate in the ashes, tried it, and instantly became obsessed with candy. The boat arrives at the invention room, the most important place in the entire factory. Wonka demonstrates several inventions, including everlasting gobstoppers and hair-growing caramel. Finally, he shows a magic piece of gum that contains an entire meal. Violet ignores his warning and chews it. After the blueberry pie flavor, she turns blue and swells into a giant berry. The Oompa Loompas roll her to the juicing room. Next, they visit the nut room, where squirrels sort nuts. Veruca demands one, and when Wonka refuses, she climbs onto the platform to steal a squirrel. The animals attack her and throw her down the garbage chute. Her father jumps in after her. The remaining guests board a glass elevator that moves in any direction. Through the windows, they see a mountain of chocolate, a cotton candy room, marionette storage, and the administrative center. Mike complains that sweets are pointless, causing Wonka to recall how his father rejected his passion. Mike chooses the television room, a place where Wonka experiments with teleporting chocolate through a giant camera. He shrinks himself by stepping into the machine and must be sent to the stretching room to be restored. Charlie becomes the only child left, and Wonka declares him the winner. They enter the great glass elevator, which shoots through the roof and soars into the sky. From above, they see the other children returning home. Augustus covered in chocolate, Violet flexible but still blue, Veruca and her father filthy from trash, and Mike stretched unnaturally tall. Wonka then reveals his true prize. He wants to give Charlie the entire factory. He is getting older and needs an heir. But there's a catch. Charlie must live on the factory alone, without his family. Charlie refuses, choosing his loved ones over unlimited sweets. The Bucket family repairs their roof. Grandpa Joe practices walking again, and Mr. Bucket finds new work fixing the very machine that once replaced him. Their lives improve, unlike Wonka's, who becomes deeply unhappy. During a session with an Oompa Loompa therapist, Wonka admits that he has felt awful since Charlie rejected his offer. His candies have even worsened. He decides to visit the boy. Charlie is shining a customer's shoes when he realizes the man before him is Willy Wonka. Wonka confesses he feels lost. Charlie asks why he hates families so much, and Wonka explains that parents always tell children what to do. Charlie convinces him that parents act out of love, not cruelty. Wonka decides to visit his father, and Charlie accompanies him. Dr. Wilbur Wonka welcomes them like regular patients, checks Willy's teeth, and is shocked to see they are perfect. Charlie notices that the dentist had secretly saved newspaper clippings about his son's successes. When Wilbur finally recognizes Willy, he is frightened at first, but soon they embrace. That same day, Wonka offers Charlie the factory again, and this time, Charlie agrees, but only if his whole family can live with him. In the end, Charlie receives the chocolate factory, and Wonka gains something even more valuable, a family.